One of the things that we're really proud about is, when we look at our roster right now, or we look at our first 11, we're talking about guys that hopefully are going to have long careers in the highest leagues, whether it's here with us in Wilmington, whether it's in the MLS, or whether it's in Europe and beyond.
Our newest initiative is partnering with the largest youth club in the area. They've now taken on our crest. It brings our vision together, following a very similar path to many European clubs, whereas you have players who can start at the youngest age and work their way up and develop while having a model to look at and something to aspire to become. We want to be role models not only to the kids that look up to our players, but we want the cities to look at us and say, wow, Wilmington Hammerheads contributed a lot to our town. We want to walk away at the end of the day and say we've done everything we can to give back to our community.
The fans, they remember you, they see you on the streets, they say hello to you. How special is that?
Spectator entering the field or interrupting play in any manner shall be ejected and subject to arrest. There is no re-entry into Legion Stadium until the 70th minute. Wilmington Hammerheads FC and USL.
And a good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Wilmington, North Carolina at Jurgensen Gabriel Field inside Legion Stadium for this afternoon's kickoff between Wilmington Hammerheads FC and the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Alongside Chris Liebert, I'm Joe Katz, bringing you tonight's broadcast as we gear up the final two home matches for the Wilmington side. Struggles have continued throughout the year, currently at 3-15-8. Will not see a spot in the playoffs this season, but still hungry for a victory to give their home fans as we get ready to conclude the 2015 USL slate. Pittsburgh, on the other hand, 10-9-6, currently 1 point beneath the USL Eastern Conference playoff line with 3 games remaining on their schedule. So, Chris, for the Wilmington side, obviously would love to play a little spoiler role here, get a result in front of their home crowd. Pittsburgh playing for a lot this evening.
Well, absolutely, Joe. It's one of those things. You're a professional. You're playing professional soccer. You're at your home stadium. You're fighting for next year. We see it in a lot of sports when teams don't really have anything to play for. They do. Besides, they love the passion of the game. They love their team. They love playing football, especially in front of their own home crowd. You've got to produce, plus be that spoiler in that situation. Pittsburgh needs this win to keep in the playoff hunt. So it's going to be a good game. Hammerheads playing for pride. Pittsburgh still playing for the playoffs.
Wilmington, of course, coming off a 1-1 draw at Charlotte Independence last weekend. We'll get to our starting lineups as we're just moments away from kickoff here on the Wilmington Hammerhead FC YouTube channel. The roster given to me for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds did not include positions. Well, that makes a lot of sense, but we'll get to the starting lineups. First, for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, actually, I got the official game day lineup thanks to Coach Chris Liebert. So we'll start with the visitors from Pittsburgh. The goalkeeper this evening, number 30, Kaylee Brown. On the defense tonight for the Riverhounds, number 3, Anthony Arena. Number 5, Stephen Flunder. Number 19, Willie Hunt. Number 31, Ben Nunani. In the midfield for the Riverhounds, and the lone forward for Pittsburgh is number 10, Kevin Kepper. We'll pause real quick for the singing of our national anthem, and we'll get to the starting lineups for the Wilmington Hammerheads right after this. All right, a great rendition of our national anthem by the UNCW Sea Dells, of course, the UNC Wilmington campus, just a couple of miles away from Legion Stadium as we get ready for tonight's opening kick between Wilmington Hammerheads FC and the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. I already gave you the starting lineups for Pittsburgh, dressed in black and white this evening. Wilmington in their home kits as they wind the regular season down. Coach Carson Porter going with an unorthodox lineup today, obviously looking to put the ball in the back of the net and bring some excitement to the field as Wilmington has struggled all season to put goals on the scoreboard.
Yeah, it's a little confusing as a forward or in the midfield. It's you've won 3 games all year. Why not? Shake it up and see what happens and go from there.
Andre Rawls will be the goalkeeper tonight in red for Wilmington. Brian Ackley, number 6. Number 7, Ross Tomaselli. Number 8, Paul Nicholson. Number 9, Aaron Wheeler will get the starts tonight, alongside number 10, Justin Moose. The lone defender, listed as the defender at least. Number 12, Andre Campbell, has been a solid left back for Coach Carson Porter all season, in addition to number 16, Stefan DeFrager, number 19, Corbin Bone, and number 20, Zev Tablib will round out the starting 11 for Coach Carson Porter in his first season as head coach of the Wilmington Hammerheads. So as we've mentioned plenty of times throughout the course of this season, while the playoffs are a loss for the Hammerhead side, goals have been hard to come by. Pittsburgh, on the other hand, have had their fair share of scoring opportunities and connecting on those opportunities. So with the change in the lineup shift tonight, it'll be interesting to see how Wilmington takes on the Pittsburgh attack.
Yeah, it's one of those things that I don't think that the Hammerheads truly deserve to be at the bottom of the table. I felt that they were explosive at times. They had some early leads. Of course, we know that you've got to play full 90 minutes, but I don't think that they are a squad this year that was reflective of the record to be at the basement of the Eastern Division, and also the point total, if you were to cross in the West, would be the bottom as well. And it's the first time that we have a true Eastern and Western Conference, and it's going to be interesting to see what goes on at the head position here at the Wilmington Hammerheads.
Yeah, well, Coach Porter kind of touched on it during the weekly news release sent out by the club, just really kind of piggybacking off of what Coach Liebert just kind of mentioned, is that he believes that the team and the club is recognized throughout the league as something better than what their record shows, of course, and their recent performance against Charlotte out in the Queen City last week. Once again, in the game with a lead late, surrender a late goal, and come away with a draw, and that's kind of been the same story all season, is the fact that they are just unable to put away games late in matches. We are underway here at Legion Stadium, Wilmington, North Carolina. The Wilmington Hammerheads will be moving left to right on your screen through the first 45 minutes of action, as play is underway on what has been kind of a stormy day here in the southeastern part of the Tar Heel State. Still some storms lingering around the area, but overall, a beautiful evening for soccer, temperature-wise, and then, obviously, hopefully some of these storms hold off.
Yeah, it's a big break from the heat that has been down here in summertime in eastern North Carolina, and it's been kind of just a nagging, little annoying rain all day long. The wind's blowing. It's definitely comfortable in the temperature to play. So it is an artificial turf, so the ball's not going to be affected by the rain that's been coming down all day long. But certainly it does play true, and it's a tricky turf here at Legion Stadium. And as you can see, the football lines, the American football lines, it makes it a little tricky to see where you're going in what direction.
Corbin Bone wearing the captain's sleeve this evening for the Wilmington Hammerheads, and as you take a look at the formation for the seems like the pregame conversation was, let's just leave it all on the field here for Wilmington, and we've got other guys on the bench that can play. If you're fully exhausted following, heading into the midway point, early portions of the second half, put it all on the field for us, and maybe we can come away with a couple of cheap goals.
Well, a lot of the guys that are on the substitute list tonight and on the bench are guys that have been playing in the starting 11 all year long, and it just hasn't been getting done. So, again, putting some other different people on the pitch and letting them come on as reserves. And so far it seems to be working here, and the 30th minute, and your team's got a lead. So hopefully they have the right attitude and the right mindset to, when they finally do come in, that they'll help this team continue to be on the winning side.
Andre Campbell will come across to clean up the Fragers ball and plays off a deflection, ultimately winning a corner kick for Wilmington.
Yeah, he's done well there, and again, that was your goal scorer for the evening, and as we've mentioned many times this season and a couple times tonight, he will get behind you and hurt you, and he's earned a corner there and doing a great job from the left back position.
It'll be Corbin Bone on the corner kick for Wilmington. Obviously looking to target Brian Ackley at the near post. Looks like Wheeler will come crash the far post as the play develops. And the corner kick from Bone, looking for Wheeler, and scooped up out of the air by Callie Brown.
Yeah, that goalkeeper's a lot bigger than everyone else on the pitch, and he's actually even looked to be a couple inches over Wheeler there, and he does a good job to control that box.
As a former goalkeeper, Chris, how important is it for keepers to play that ball at its highest point coming off those corner kicks?
Well, you have an advantage, of course, using the hands, and when you come up to play the ball at its highest point above everyone else, if it's timed right, there's no way that anyone will ever be able to out-head you, especially the size of this keeper here for Pittsburgh, Brown, and being at least, I think he's listed at 6'5", on their roster, and that's not provided for us, but he's certainly a little bit over Wheeler there, so we know at least 6'4", and that's a big size keeper.
Back here in Wilmington, North Carolina, as we gear up for the second half between the Wilmington Hammerheads and the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. The home-sided Hammerheads have a 1-0 lead thanks to an Andre Campbell goal in the 15th minute. However, Pittsburgh had the better half, or the better portion of the latter part of the first half, and came away empty on a couple of scoring opportunities. I'm Joe Katz here with Chris Liebert. Again, we are at Legion Stadium. 2 home matches to go for Wilmington, or 1.5 home matches to go now that we are through 45 minutes of action. As we gear up for the second period, Chris, maybe some thoughts and some keys for Wilmington to preserve this result.
Well, I think you've seen some changes on the field. I see Martinez has taken the pitch. It's going to be interesting to see who else. I don't see Andre Campbell on the field right now. That's unless there was an injury. That's a maneuver I don't quite understand here, but certainly Martinez has come on for the Wilmington Hammerheads at the left back position. So it's going to be interesting again. Pittsburgh was pressing hard in the second half. They definitely need points. They are fighting for a playoff spot, the 6th spot in the Eastern Division. And I have a feeling that they're going to be coming out here with nothing to lose, because with the 3 games or the 2.5 games that they have left, they certainly need points.
So as we get ready to start this second half, Wilmington in white tonight. We'll be moving right to left in your screen. Andre Rawls tested with some potential goals, one that may have actually crossed the goal line. We do not have that technology here at Jurgensen Gabriel Field, as obviously we're named after Jurgensen Gabriel, so it's dating us a little bit if you are an American football fan, of course. Sonny Jurgensen, Roman Gabriel, or are they stars for the Washington football team back in the 60s, 70s?
It's the Washington Redskins.
What was that, back in the 60s, right? 70s?
70s.
Was Jurgensen?
Yes.
Okay, so great guy, Wilmington native, of course. So we do not have that goal technology here in the USL. Maybe one day, but not just yet. So that's fortunate for Wilmington right now.
Yeah, again, you saw him complain a little bit, so I didn't see anything much after that. And sometimes if players don't complain, or if coaches or players don't go to the referee right when the whistle is blown at halftime, they probably feel that the call was right. Otherwise, you would see them honestly screaming bloody murder to try to get some more somebody or pleading to the linesman to raise the flag, saying that's a goal, that's a goal, that's a goal. And they did a little bit, and then it ceased. So it might have been the right call. It's a big first tackle there by Martinez again in the game for Andre Campbell. I see Andre Campbell over on the far side. I don't know if he... Don't know if there was an injury or not. The PA announcer just announcing that the substitution had been made at halftime.
So the lone substitution, which definitely hurts Wilmington on the attack, as Pittsburgh will also go to their bench, I believe. So Max Toulouse will take over in the midfield, and number 28, Vinny Dantas, will go in for Lebo Moloto. Or no, excuse me, Stephen O'Kay. As we did not have Prevy to the substitutions here in the press box, we're kind of on the other side of press row, I guess you would call it, where the official PA announcer is getting the substitutions. Something we can work on for next year, Chris, is that maybe we can get some communication going so we would be able to get some of these substitutions in, possibly the injury timeouts or why Andre Campbell isn't on the pitch right now. We have to get to our sideline reporter, We have a sideline reporter who's just joining us in the press box, but we've got to ask her some questions if she knows about the game, maybe for the season finale next Saturday night. She said she will learn the game over the weekend. Sounds good to us. So with a couple of subs in for Wilmington, obviously last week on Saturday night against the Charlotte team, we saw Aaron Wheeler be effective here at times. First game back from injury, so you want to watch his legs as we head through the next 20 minutes or so as one of the attacking forwards for Wilmington. I'd say everybody else pretty fresh right now. Fran Martinez, of course, taking over for Andre Campbell, so a spot to look at. Andre Campbell really solidified that back line in the first half. He was tested many times. And now it's Wilmington on the push as Bone is able to slip it by to Aaron Wheeler, but he's offsides.
Bone had support on the left-hand side here. He had 2 runs, one by Tomaselli and also Martinez, and he opted to go the opposite way, and I think he made the wrong decision there.
No call there at midfield as Troy Vincent and Aaron Wheeler both go down. And now it's Pittsburgh on the attack. Great job there by Troy Cole. He looks like he comes up with a little burn there on his hands. And looks like he may have done something. It looks like he may have dislocated his finger or something the way he slid down on the ground. He's going to go get attended by the training staff. He definitely looked like he hurt his thumb there, or jammed it or something on the turf.
Yeah, something's not right over there. As you see the medical staff and the athletic trainer going to his bag, I think it's somebody might have just popped it back in, but I think that's definitely the case of what happened.
He may
usually
have dislocated his finger right there, and now he's going to be sent off just for the moment. But he'll be okay to rejoin. Yeah, definitely in some pain right there. Fortunately, you don't have to use your hands in soccer, so he should be okay, but a nasty injury, and he could probably, now that he got to pop back in, maybe get a little tape job before he re-enters, but he's going to take the pitch without any work.
And he's been waved back on, so back in the game after that, but definitely, and usually the lingo around it of outside of it's out, some certainly choice words, I'm sure, because that is not a pleasant thing. We'll find out after the game when we visit the locker room.
Yeah, kind of nasty, that injury. A nice hand there, the big left hand from the goalkeeper, Callie Brown, to turn away a potential goal-scoring chance. It'll be a corner kick for the Wilmington Hammerheads, their first of the second half. Corbin Bone will take the corner kick for Wilmington. A couple of big targets in the box, and Aaron Wheeler and Brian Ackley both over 6'3". It'll be Bone going to the near post, finds the head of Wheeler, but he pops it up into the air, and Brown is there to grab it out of the sky.
That's a big foul there. It's called. And
Max Tolute in at number 4, and immediately Tolute. Let me get that right for the third time. Max Tolute, number 4, making an impact here in the early portion of the second half. Looks like it'll be Vincent on the kick. We'll send a ball towards the far post. Had his man. He was just unable to put it away. He beat Fran Martinez in the back. Once again, it's Kevin Kerr. It was on the far post. The ball got to him. Just in a bad position to put that ball on goal. So Kevin Kerr has definitely got to be thinking in the back of his head that he's had several. I could count 3 chances. And now number 5 goes down. Time is called.
This possibly could be a red card because that was the last defender, and I think this is going to be more dramatic than it is, and he's reaching in the he's gone to the front pocket. He's lucky there.
So as Flunder was the last man on defense.
Yep, he's going to the back pocket here.
And it will be a red card as Flunder is sent off.
Yep.
In the 53rd minute, giving Wilmington a great advantage here.
Yeah, Wheeler was in, and anytime, these referees have a sequence of things to count. Was it a goal-scoring opportunity? Well, certainly Wheeler's in for a fast break. Is he defended by anyone else other than the person fouling? No, not in that case. And if it's the last defender and no one else would have a chance to defend him, when in that situation it wasn't, I knew Joe right away that he was probably going to the back pocket. Now, the only thing that I saw was he did go to this front pocket to possibly see if he had a second yellow, but he did not get shown the second yellow. And I think he went straight for the red card there. So nonetheless, the Wilmington Hammerheads here going to have an extra man advantage for the next 30-some minutes.
So Flunder will get an early shower. We'll see if the Hammerheads are able to capitalize, as they are not off that initial attempt. But as play starts to sway into the late stages of tonight, you would expect Wilmington to really want to secure this victory now with the one-man advantage.
Yeah, certainly.
Well, I was going to say with this, with this opportunity, the one-man advantage, with the one-goal lead, are you content with sitting back and controlling possession, or you want to move forward and get this second goal?
No, you want to keep playing the way that you've been playing. There's been teams that have been able to play with 10 men that actually equalize or win ball games. Sometimes teams play better because they're more patient. They find the opportunities. They might not counter on you as much, but they will still play soccer for you. And again, I think if Wilmington avoids mistakes, but you can't sit back, you can't play. You got to push the pedal to the floor and keep going and utilize that advantage to get another goal.
So just 10 minutes into the second half, and things have drastically changed with the red card issued to Sterling Flunder, who turned away a potential 1v1 with Aaron Wheeler and goalkeeper Callie Brown. I just think the way this ball hops on this surface, you can never anticipate what's going to happen here as the ball makes many turns and bounces as Pittsburgh has a chance here. Turned away as Max Toulouse had an open window for just a moment and it closed quickly.
Yeah, you see how easy it can happen. I mean, right there, if you get a shot taken off and get one on frame, there you have it. And that's being with the 10 men and one man down. And here you have a corner kick. Set pieces become almost neutralized. Anything can happen. So it's not an automatic. A lot of fans feel that, hey, they've got an extra man advantage and it's an automatic, and it's not.
Well, there's Aaron Wheeler. Packed into the box, heads it away. Vincent unable to keep control. It'll be a Wilmington throw-in.
It's your chance to win 2 VIP tickets to an upcoming Hammerheads match. All you have to do is text the word SLEDGE to the number 79274.
It's Toblieb who will play back safely to Troy Cole. DeFrager looking for the runner. It's Brian Ackley. Ackley off the one-timer right to Callie Brown. Well-struck ball from well outside the 18-yard box from Brian Ackley. So Troy Cole issued a caution here in the 57th minute. So it looks like Pittsburgh here on the counter with just 10 men. They're a team here that's still in search of the equalizer, still looking to come away with at least a draw tonight. All hope would not be lost. The Riverhounds with 3 games, and Rawls mishandles it nearly into the lap of Anthony Arena. So Wilmington needs to get some things together here in this final 30 minutes of action if they want to come away with the 3 points tonight. And it's Ackley underneath. Brian Ackley. Couple of nice touches. We'll find Toblieb, and it's Tomaselli to Aaron Wheeler. Wheeler inching closer. Wheeler with the big right foot. Callie Brown is there in good position for the save. Wheeler, when he takes over possession near that penalty area, seems so calm and collective. And that's how we saw him kind of set up Andre Campbell for that goal.
Yeah, that's a situation that, you'll see when you ask me, what does Wilmington do? Do they sit back? No, but there are times when you want to take and play smarter, get Pittsburgh chasing the ball a little bit.
To Lute, we've said his name a couple of times. There's Fran Martinez, nearly mistimed the jump, and Martinez does a good job of hustling back to clear it for the moment as Matt Dahlman will play it back inside. As number 10, Kevin Kerr, goes down, obviously looking for a call there inside the penalty box, which would result in a PK. Official Dustin Thorne knows a little bit better. As we approach the 60th minute of action. 1-0 in favor of the Wilmington Hammerheads thanks to an Andre Campbell goal. Campbell did not return at halftime for the second half. Fran Martinez replaced him. So it'll be interesting as we watch these final 30 minutes of action progress. How they attack Martinez. They definitely went after Andre Campbell, as Campbell stood stout in defense in that first half. Fran Martinez, a rookie now, on the back line, joining Paul Nicholson, Troy Cole, and Stefan DeFrager. This ball sent in. Nicholson battling. Player goes down, no call, wisely. Nicholson was in good position there. Looked like he got tripped up, the Pittsburgh player. Troy Cole will top it over to DeFrager. So Wilmington staying patient, looking for the runner. It's Ackley on the move once again, and a foul called, even though it looked like the defender there had his arms all over at Brian Ackley. And Callie Brown with a mishit there. It'll turn right back to Wilmington possession here and a throw in deep in Pittsburgh territory. Martinez with the throw and he finds Ackley. Ackley with the one-timer, puts it wide left. DeFrager steps in, finds Justin Moose, and Wilmington controlling the possession, still looking for the runner. Ackley onside, the ball put just a little too far by Paul Nicholson. Now it's Moloto on the counter for Pittsburgh. Plays back to Vincent. Kevin Kerr with a couple of chances today for the Riverhounds. Sets it up for Matt Dahlman. Sends a high cross to Moloto. Moloto with a pass to Vincent. Vincent sends a low strike deflected away by Paul Nicholson. And it goes off of Martinez. The strike from Dahlman.
Dahlman waving for a handball there. It certainly too close for comfort as far as the Hammerheads are concerned there. But again, no call right in front of the assistant referee here on this near side.
But once again, it's Pittsburgh in panic mode here. Down a man because of the red card issued to Sterling Flunder. But it's been the Riverhounds pushing forward since then. And they'll have the corner kick. And it goes to the middle of the penalty area. It's turned away for the moment. It's Matt Dahlman. Dahlman with a looping pass. Turned away by a host of Hammerheads. And Pittsburgh will be content to play back. And the ball sent off the foot of Toulouse. Out of play. And it's a Wilmington throw-in.
Well, you got to give it to these Pittsburgh Riverhounds. They're not packing up their bags tonight. They know they're on the road. They know that they need points for this 2015 season to stay alive. They're only 1 point down from the Richmond Kickers. They have a game in hand from 3 teams up above them. And they know that they're desperate right now, but they're showing some great composure and some great attack here, being down a man. But here's a costly turnover here.
And the turnover will go to Tomaselli. Tomaselli with a shot and a save by Callie Brown. Maybe just a little too aggressive there, Ross Tomaselli.
Well, you had some support there, and you often see if you think assists, your team will get a goal. And that was a one-man gang there. I mean, Tomaselli certainly had the sure shot, but if he slips a little ball there, that's just good night, end of the game there for Justin Moose. And the team in white celebrates a goal there. So definitely want to see some unselfish play there by Ross Tomaselli. Does he take a shot? Does he have a shot? Absolutely. But he's certainly got some help to put the icing on top of the cake.
Now it's Kerr on the counter. Troy Cole steps in. Lebo Moloto will play back as the Riverhounds creep forward. Tob Lieb and DeFrager do a great job in the defense. And it's Ackley who mishits it. Turnover goes back to Pittsburgh. Vincent to Moloto. Couple of strings of passes. Finds Matt Dahlman. Dahlman with the cross and nobody home on the far post. And Nicholson will now clear. As you need to watch, Kevin Kerr continues to cause the Wilmington defense some problems. Number 28, Vinny Dantas. Dantas creeping in. Was looking for a right-footed pass to Toulouse. And the ball will cross the end line. And it'll be a Hammerheads goal kick. Now we have time called and a caution now issued to Kevin Kerr, I believe.
That's just a silly foul there. That's frustration. You don't need to say anything to the referee. He's nowhere near unless he wanted a foul there. But if it was anything to do with the ball on the far side, I can see that the ball's out of bounds from 100 yards up here in the booth, Joe, and that's a little bit of a frustrating foul here. So we'll see. Excuse me, not foul, but a yellow card. Substitution coming on for the Hammerheads. I can't see, and I think it's Wheeler or Ackley coming off. He'll hand the captain's ban off. Tom Parrott coming in to get a little. This is going to be interesting here. Putting Tom Parrott is definitely a true defender. They're putting him in the midfield. So another example of an shake the can of paint up, Joe, and see what comes out.
And like you mentioned, kind of at this point of the season here, you got nothing to lose. A couple of guys looking to
Capelli Sport is the club's official apparel supplier. Visit CapelliSport.com to get the latest gear to meet all your sportswear and teamwear needs. Area Scotchman stores is where all your tailgating and game day needs are met. Stop in for great summer deals like a free extra large bag of Doritos when you purchase Pepsi products, or buy one get one free ice cream sandwiches. Wilmington substitution number 21 Will Heaney, and for number 10 Justin Moose.
So Will Heaney will replace Justin Moose as Heaney takes over possession. So now a few substitutions here for Coach Carson Porter. Maybe looking for some fresh legs to ignite another goal here and put this one in the books.
Yeah, Heaney typically a forward. He's playing in a midfielder role. So again, shake it up, see what's happening.
As Martinez turns away an attempt from Pittsburgh, it'll be Heaney. Quick turnover. Good job by Matt Dahlman to step in. Now it's Kerr to Dahlman. Dahlman will send it over, and a header into the back of the net from Vinny Dantas with the equalizer. And just like that, Pittsburgh won, Wilmington won.
Yeah, it happens, Joe. We've talked about it. We said that this isn't a given. And Pittsburgh, you got to give them credit. They fought, and next thing you know, they got one back, and that's a great goal. That's a bending ball away from the goalkeeper, far post, unmarked, uncostly turnover there by Will Heaney coming out of the midfield. Not quite sure if he's used to the pace or turning there in the midfield, because we just said he's used to playing forward. Drastic turnover in your back third, and Pittsburgh has leveled this here. They want more. They certainly need the points, but right now they're level. 1 point will help them.
Yeah, they sit just 1 point out of the sixth and final spot of the Eastern Conference table. And with that point, obviously they moved up with a game in hand as well against some of the teams they're looking up at in that sixth spot, including Richmond. Vinny Dantas comes away off the bench in the second half and puts in a goal. Set up by Matt Tallman and Kevin Kerr. Kerr with a turnover. Dahlman, as you mentioned, put a beautiful ball in. Now it's Wilmington on the attack, and things are opening up. Oh, Heaney had a chance. Now goes down. No call. And it looked like Bone sent in a beautiful ball to Will Heaney.
Yeah,
all he had to do was tap it in. And he couldn't get all of it.
Yeah, that's a ball you've got to crush there. I mean, Will Heaney, that's a way you make up for your mistake in the back. You're going to make mistakes, but you certainly capitalize on your chances there, and that's a great ball whipped in. Now it's the Hammerheads' turn to say, hey, we're up a man. We need to get this game back.
Yeah, you would expect Wilmington now, with things leveled, still with the one-man advantage, still have a chance to move forward in the attack here through the final 20 minutes of action as we approach the 72nd minute. Pittsburgh won, Wilmington won. So things have drastically changed. And as you allotted to, when Flunder went out with the red card, as now it's Bone once again, plays it, continues, and now turned away. As you kind of allotted to, it was Pittsburgh that really gained the momentum from the Flunder red card. If I'm Wilmington right now, with the one-man advantage, methodically you want to move this ball downfield and really secure a goal-scoring attempt, as they are doing right now. It's Martinez turned away by Dahlman. So we'll have Wilmington quickly playing to Heaney. But Heaney, first touch, a little too far. And it's Pittsburgh. Rob Vincent to Vinny Dantas. Dantas beats Paul Nicholson. And now it's Dantas moving in. Tough angle there. Puts it on net. Andre Rawls with a nice kick save. Things have definitely opened up here in the past few minutes since the goal by Dantas. Looks like number 44, Q Lawal, getting loose for Wilmington now. A guy brought in for the Hammerheads mid-season for his goal-scoring ability. Hasn't panned out as much as Wilmington would have liked. So DeFrager will go off, and the wall will come on. As Vincent sends an air ball towards the far corner.
It's going to be interesting to see who goes and replaces. I mean, certainly you're not going to put Lawal back in the back right position. He's a forward. I'm thinking you're going to see Tom Parrott go, and yeah, he's heading that way, and that might have been the time just to get Lawal what he needed. But again, Tom Parrott, a true defender, was playing in the midfield there. Lawal, a forward, coming in for DeFrager, who's played in the midfield as well all year long, playing right back this evening, and in all fairness did a decent job.
Well, now it looks like Paul Nicholson, who's down here on the the near side near the Hammerheads goal, and he needs to be attended to. Is that Scott Glickoff running out onto the field?
It is the
Ortho Wilmington's finest?
The Ortho Wilmington's finest. He's the sports medicine, the athletic trainer this evening, the physio staff, the extraordinaire, running off to check on Paul Nicholson here.
And you know, if Nicholson is down, he's definitely feeling some pain. A guy that will play through anything, really. Has logged over 100 matches for this side.
Yeah, and once the medical staff has come onto the field, Joe, he's got to come off. So he knows that, and he wouldn't call on anybody if he didn't need it. So something must have not felt right, or certainly been a little something he needed checked on. Otherwise, he wouldn't have done it.
So Nicholson looks like he just needed to walk it off, as he looks like he'll be waved on as play gets back underway. Still has not yet gotten the official word, as it's 10-on-10 here. As Martinez needs to be safe here, pushed out of the way. But the foul called on Kevin Kerr. 76th minute of action now. We're leveled at 1 thanks to a Vinny Dantas goal, as Pittsburgh has been on the attack since Sterling Flunder was issued a red card. And Flunder, a member of the Pittsburgh side, as now it's Lawal looking to make his impact felt right away. Good job by Callie Brown. Brown has been up to task several times tonight. Obviously had no real chance on the Andre Campbell goal, but since then, he's been at the top of his game. As it's Tom Parrott looking for Lawal. Brown out. A couple of players down. Heaney will go with the one-timer attempt. Gets Brown with a sprawling arm save, as that ball had back of the net written all over it. He had to use that entire wingspan, Callie Brown, to come up with that big glove save. Well played.
And that is a true 40-yard attempt there, as we get assistance from the hash marks and the yard lines from the American football there. And Will Heaney standing on the 30-yard line there in an attempt. If he's suited up and helmeted up during the Friday night lights of this stadium, that's a 40-yard field goal. And he almost rang the bell on it.
It's Troy Cole, who's definitely bandaged up now in this second half, as I just kind of noticed it as he took possession. He definitely messed up that right thumb when he went down. He's got, looks like a cast on it. So you want to talk about Friday night? He looks like one of those offensive linemen that has a club on his right hand. Wrestled down. As Tob Lieb wrestles down number 22, Lebo Maloto.
Well, Joe, unfortunately for these Wilmington Hammerheads, I don't think these Pittsburgh Riverhounds are finished yet. They're hungry. They need points. They've shown that they can do it once tonight.
Kevin Kerr off the header. Tob Lieb follows. Will Heaney unable to get there, and Pittsburgh continues with the momentum. And now it's Matt Dahlman to number 16, Danny Earls. Dantas in the area, but Martinez will have to clear. Thought he pulled that trigger just a bit too soon there. I think he had some more space. Nonetheless, it's a Pittsburgh throw-in. As now it's Aaron Wheeler finally getting things going with Q Lawal. Lawal will try to dribble through two defenders. He does so. It looked like he may have pushed off, and Lawal, as the referee will stop his own watch because of the extra effort there, we could say, from Lawal. It'll be Matt Dahlman here with the kick. A right-footed strike. Looks like it found the hammerhead. So it's going to be a corner kick for the Riverhounds. As we approach the 81st minute of action, still tied at 1, Rob Vincent will have the corner kick for Pittsburgh. Vincent will go a high bender towards the far post. Will Heaney is there, turns it away. But if you were to pick up this match here in this 55th minute, 60th minute, other than counting the number of players on the field, you really wouldn't notice that the Hammerheads have the 11-10 advantage now because of the red card.
Yeah, you'd almost think it was going the other way. And again, that's to credit to these Pittsburgh Riverhounds that are in a playoff hunt. But it's a silly game. Sometimes when you look at it, things don't make sense. 2-goal leads are the toughest in a sport, and sometimes playing with 10 men, teams play better against a team that perhaps psyche-wise thinks that they have the game in hand. So, again, I don't believe that this game is done this evening. We're going to see about another 10 minutes of play, if not more. There's been some stoppages.
But it's Pittsburgh been on the possession here for the last 20 minutes or so. They find the equalizer and continue on the push. Finally, Fran Martinez gets a head on a ball that finds another teammate. But Wheeler squanders the possession away. Fortunately for Wilmington, they get the throw-in back. And Wheeler will find Heaney off 2 hops. And he turns it right back to Willie Hunt for Pittsburgh. I mean, while this little shake-up and getting some guys in some new positions to provide a spark, on the other hand, it seems like as the game has progressed, some of these players just missing out on the communication that they typically would have because of where they are on the field. But it's Matt Dahlman for Pittsburgh. As Wheeler's able to step in front. Fran Martinez will use the left foot. Could be a 2-on-1 opportunity, but turned away by the Riverhounds. Good job by number 3, Anthony Arena. They look upfield. Heaney turns one loose once again, a little too far, as Corbin Bone expresses some frustration with his teammate Will Heaney. As they're looking for number 20, Matt Dahlman once again down the far side. He can't keep it in play.
Joe, I just got a report from Mary Beener. She's on the medical staff, not here tonight, but she is still on staff and gotten some information on Troy Cole, and certainly enough, that thumb was dislocated. So Mary getting a report all the way up in Canada there, and again, one of the finest from the medical staff in the Ortho Wilmington, and getting actually a text here and letting us know. So that was a dislocated thumb on Troy Cole.
Well, I'm glad you took that extra effort to reach out. Or did she send the text to you because she was viewing the broadcast?
Viewing the broadcast. It's a big part of what we do here. We reach out to different countries and different people. Internationally known.
We thank her for the update. At least someone got us the update here.
Well, at least we know one person's listening to the broadcast, so that's a good thing.
As now it's Troy Cole for Q Lawal. Lawal finally getting a couple of touches here for the first time. Sends a left-footed strike and a great save once again. Callie Brown has been on his toes here in this second half.
Yeah, downtown Callie Brown right there, man. He just makes he's the baddest man in the whole darn town there after that save. Not calling in any songs from the past, but certainly they're a big-time save, all jokes aside, by the big man in the goal.
Corbin Bowe will send to the far side. It's back to Lawal. And you see some spurts of talent from Q Lawal and his ability. I think, like you said, as you mentioned, the Tomaselli opportunity earlier. If these guys, and I know a long season, it's been a frustrating season. These guys think they need to kind of take it on their own to make a change. If they continue to use each other as a crutch, I think they'd be a lot better off at this point. Not that I know anything, but what I do know is that teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah,
and instead of putting your head down and trying to fire one to the back of the net, Q Lawal obviously there with an opportunity, but there's been parts throughout the season since he's joined the club where he could have probably kept his head up and slid a pass to another teammate, which would have resulted in a goal rather than skyrocketing one over the crossbar.
You see it all the time, and again, you don't know what's going through, and you don't know if he even knows that he's there, but that certainly looked like a layup that if you knock the ball off Ross Tomaselli, puts the ball on a platter for a Justin Moose.
There's the wall trying to zigzag his way through four defenders. And you still have a man advantage. You've got three attackers up to the north of you. And now you have to be content if you're Pittsburgh here to come away with a 1-1 draw. You get a point. You move into the playoff picture. Once again, you stick in the playoff picture, and you still have a couple of matches to come away with a result and secure a postseason bid.
Absolutely. If this result stands up, Joe, I mean, you got to give hats off to the Pittsburgh Riverhounds to keep a little seed in their playoff hopes, or a big seed. I mean, to be a man down on the road for an entire almost 30 minutes, 30-plus minutes. I mean, that's huge, 35 minutes actually, and that's certainly what you want to see out of a playoff contending team.
Tonight's announced attendance is 2,617 fans.
So back from a brief injury timeout, which should add some extra time here as we head towards the 90th minute. Aaron Wheeler will have a throw in. It looks like they're going to have to go to a sub. So I was unable to catch the number of the man down, but we can get the substitution in for you. It's been a long day of broadcasting, Chris, I can tell you that. I've spanned the coast, the Carolinas coast today. But it's always a pleasure joining you in the booth, as it has been throughout the course of this season. And as we head down the final turn here of the 2015 USL season, I can say that it's been a pleasure being alongside of you for these broadcasts. I wish we had a little more success this season, but I know the guys have given it their all, and I know they're definitely have to be their psyche has to be a little bit down, and the confidence is low. Just they're missing one or two pieces here where really, and it might be out there, but it's putting games away, being able to sustain a full 90, taking advantage of some opportunities here. It just hasn't come this season.
Yeah, partner, and again, appreciate the kind words. It's always an enjoyment to work with someone that you enjoy working with, and I hope again, these Hammerhead fans stay with this team. Not evident in the crowd tonight. A lot had to do with the weather. A lot had to do with UNC Wilmington, the Seahawks, Aiden Heaney and his program, his Division I NCAA program, playing tonight, and just always a pleasure, partner, to work with you. And this club has been around for a long time. I think they're coming up on their 20th anniversary. They were established in 1996, and if I'll go ahead and give my props. My East Carolina University math serves me correctly. That's 20 years.
Yes,
so it'll
adding by 10.
It'll be a momentous year next year with an anniversary season, and who knows who will be.
And there's Aaron Wheeler off the attempt from Fran Martinez. Just that first touch was just a little too far off the chest. Well, you've also been knocked around a bit as an East Carolina goalkeeper, so I understand the head injuries have maybe inflected some injuries there. So the Hammerheads, as we approach stoppage time, have a corner kick opportunity here, and they send it low, and Moose will send in a chip, but Callie Brown is in position once again. If you're going to go with the man of the match, you'd have to say Callie Brown is in the running tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's done his job back there, and he certainly is going to go up and give a big hug to his goal scorer. But I think he give a team award to the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Man down, 35 minutes, fighting for playoffs, and they do a good job to get a point on the road, which is certainly keeping their season alive. They got 2 games left. It's tough. They got Harrisburg, and they also have the Rochester squad, and those are some tough games. But the season is certainly well in hand.
Nifty move there by Q Lawal. He's going to have a chance here. Stops once, twice, can't come around it, and cannot get on the ball. Probably would have been better off to fire one earlier in that sequence. So things have opened up here in the last minute or so, as on this end of the field, Kevin Kerr put on a header off a Matt Dahlman pass. And this would just kind of put an exclamation point on what's been a disappointing season for the Hammerheads, to let this one slip away, even though Lawal there for a second, like he had a chance. Martinez will send a left-footed bender as it steers wide right. And you can just see the Hammerheads are exhausted in their body language right now, a little deflated. For what's been a frustrating night, it's been a frustrating season.
This ball gets into play, partner, here. I think that should be the final whistle here. Our referee in the center there, Thorne, looked at his watch, and he's looked at it again. He's probably going to put an end to this match this evening here.
Vinny Dantas had a chance there for a second, and that likely would do it here, you would expect. The Hammerheads will wrap up the 2015 regular season next Saturday with their final home match of the year, a 7 o'clock kickoff here at Legion Stadium. We'll have the call here on the Wilmington Hammerhead FC YouTube channel.
Yeah, I didn't think there would be that much stoppage time in this game here, but Thorne, our center referee, certainly thought so. The wall's going to be whistled off sides here, Joe, and that should do it.
There'll be a final attempt here as Dantas is in the area. Looks like Nicholson stepped in front.
Yeah,
Good job, but it's going to be a corner kick for Pittsburgh, and it looks like it'll be Callie Brown with the corner kick for the Riverhounds. I thought the guy was in green. That was a substitute. I was like, what? How did he get there? Obviously, I'm a little delusional right now. Like, he's the only guy in green on the field. I was like, what is he doing? You're like, look it. Couple of attempts there for Pittsburgh. Well defended by Wilmington. But it's Pittsburgh on the attack. That ball deflected away.
Well, Pittsburgh's not done here. Again, the referee checking his watch. I mean, I didn't think we had that many stoppages.
As Heaney will be
should
happy
just
to
be able
clear it.
Put it up the field big time, and the wall's there. He's got an overlapping run in Wheeler.
He's also got Martinez down the right flank. Or it was Tomaselli, excuse me, on the north side of the field. And the wall, again, just happy with putting his head down and trying to dribble through the defense. And Dantas skies one.
I'll tell you what,
Chance.
These Riverhounds, they
wanted these 3 points tonight. They'll be happy to come away with one, considering where they were in the 60th minute, with Sterling Flunder being issued a red card.
But again, you mentioned, partner, if you hadn't watched, if you watched it back on the second, you'd think that they would be the ones that had the man advantage.
And the final whistle has sounded here at Legion Stadium. Full time, Wilmington Hammerheads FC 1, Pittsburgh Riverhounds 1. Tough night for the Wilmington side, as a lot of frustration out on the pitch here for the home team. Scored the early goal in the 15th minute off of Andre Campbell's score, but Vinny Dantas was able to equalize midway through the second half to come away with 1 point. Both sides will earn 1 point. Pittsburgh will, for the moment, move into the 6th and final postseason spot in the USL Eastern Conference table. Wilmington continues to struggle in their efforts to put in a full 90 minutes of action. And, Coach, as we wrap it up, some final thoughts on tonight's end result.
Well, it was certainly an entertaining game. I don't know how much, if you're a Wilmington fan, you know it's sort of been the way that this year's gone, and certainly if you're watching the game, I mean, you got to give, again, your hats off to Pittsburgh for fighting. That should give them a lot of energy going into the next game. I do believe it's at home against the Pittsburgh Riverhounds on Wednesday night, and hopefully they have a good crowd there. I mean, for the game, you want to see a playoff race. They're in it, and certainly moving that point. Again, I don't know any tiebreakers right now, but depending on that game that Richmond had tonight with Harrisburg, then who knows where the table stands for there, so it'll be interesting to see.
Well, we hope you've enjoyed tonight's broadcast here at Legion Stadium in Wilmington, North Carolina. Thanks again to our production company, Turbo Sports Group. For Chris Liebert, I'm Joe Katz, your final score here in Wilmington, North Carolina. Pittsburgh Riverhounds 1, Wilmington Hammerheads FC 1. We'll be back next Saturday night with the home finale for the Wilmington Hammerheads right here on YouTube. You all have a great rest of the weekend.